Good day to you all. Welcome to United Trends TV. This has to go down as the 5 things we learned watching that 1-1 draw against Burnley. What is the essence of making videos like this? It is like to break down Manchester United players' performance, explain it very, very well. This is more intense, more than the normal match reaction you normally see in this channel. So please drop a like and support us and help us to grow and go a long way. Going to the 5th thing, which is Andre Onana's mistake. One thing I have to say about this Andre Onana's mistake is that I can remember the first game of this season against Wolverhampton Wanderers. He did exactly the same thing. He did exactly the same thing against Wolverhampton Wanderers, but due to the conditions, it wasn't a penalty. How come? But they checked VAR. I can remember very well. They checked VAR and later came out with the decision that it will not be awarded as a penalty to Wolverhampton Wanderers. And we won that game 1-0. So how come he repeated the same thing against Burnley yesterday? Is it that it is part of his game that he can't change it? You need to approach players with caution. I understand the whole mistake, the whole problem started with Casemiro trying to head the ball to Andre Onana, but he didn't reach Andre Onana. I understand. But how can you want to clear out the ball so aggressively like that? It is too aggressive. Yes, and you did the same thing against Wolverhampton. And we happened to be lucky. It wasn't awarded as a penalty. How come you repeated it against Burnley? You saved us yesterday. Your outstanding saves yesterday. I can count at least 5 outstanding saves that you made yesterday. Even the one at the late minute that you saved with your foot. All of them are outstanding. Just that this penalty ruined everything. Andre Onana needs to step up in terms of his decision when it comes to clearing the ball at the air. Since you've done it, and we are lucky it wasn't a penalty, you now repeated it against Burnley. If you should repeat this same thing again, it will be a very big problem for you. Please adjust your game. You are a very good modern goalkeeper. I like the way you play, your passes, your everything. You are just an outstanding goalkeeper, especially after the AFCON. So please step up your game. Going to the next one, which is Casemiro. Casemiro, I will say that he is aging. Yes, everything about every single thing it was only one outstanding block that he made. Every other thing was in shambles. Players are running past him like anyhow. So easy for players to run past him. For Burnley players, so easy for them. I will tell you that it is just simply age catching up with Casemiro. That is the simplest answer you can give. It is just age catching up with Casemiro. I'm so disappointed. He had an amazing first season with Manchester United. One of our best players. When it comes to scoring goal, he's there. When it comes to winning the ball in the midfield, he's always there. But this season, I'm so disappointed. And I will tell you that it is simply age catching up with Casemiro. Not what I expected from Casemiro. This whole thing started with that header from Casemiro. Yes. Supposed to clear that ball out from the 18-yard box. Somehow you wanted to head it to Andre Onana. And the rest is story. So please step up your game, Casemiro. You are a very experienced player. 5 Champions League, I think so. Or is it 5 Champions League? So please step up your game. Yeah. Going to the next one, which is directly going to our manager, Erik ten Hag. Yes, it was a very poor substitution yesterday. Like I said in my match reaction, that substitution was very poor. The idea of substituting Kobe Menu out of that midfield is the beginning of the problem at that game yesterday. Because you can't expect Scott McTominay to do the work of Kobe Menu. Imagine Scott McTominay and Eriksen. Imagine that setup. Immediately he removed Kobe Menu, our midfield got exposed. And whenever our midfield is attacked, you know that the defensive line is story. Yes, whenever you break down that midfield, don't expect that defensive line to stand out for you. Except maybe Wan-Bissaka. So that idea of removing Kobe Menu out of that midfield is one of the reasons why we ended up at a 1-1 draw against Burnley, 19th place. Should we be having this conversation? Supposed to smash these people like 5-0, 6-0, and we move on. And we are here having the conversation of a 1-1 draw against Burnley. That's very poor. I don't know the idea of that substitution. I don't know the tactical reason behind that, but it is very poor. From me, from my analysis, it is very poor. It is not correct in any way, shape, or form. The idea of removing Kobe Menu out from that midfield and introducing Scott McTominay, it is not a good substitution. I expect you to be doing that with Christian Eriksen, and maybe we see Kobe Menu and Scott McTominay with Bruno Fernandes. But you chose to remove Kobe Menu. It isn't spot on at all in any way, shape, or form. You know I can't do this video without mentioning this particular problem, which is the VAR, which is the VAR. Yes. Okay. Against Coventry, they awarded Coventry a late minute penalty that made them equalize it to 3-3. If you can remember, the handball from Aaron Wan-Bissaka in the 18-yard box. That same thing happened yesterday against Burnley. But you know what? It doesn't worth being a penalty. That same thing, exactly the same thing happened against Burnley. But it isn't a penalty. My suggestion here is that don't be partial with your decisions. If this should be a penalty in this game, make sure it is a penalty in another game. That is my own stuff here. If you will say that this is an handball here, this is a handball here, make sure you also say that it is a handball in the other side. Not being partial with your decisions. I can remember against Brighton, the assist from Marcus Rashford to Rasmus Hojlund, they say it is out of play. They say it is out of play. And I can still remember this whole thing is happening this season. Newcastle Arsenal, the goal that Newcastle scored Arsenal. That one, somehow, that one is not out of play. The assist, it is not out of play. So many times VAR is hurting us this season. So many times VAR is hurting us this season. Just be impartial. Don't be biased. Make decisions that are correct. Please. That decision, you guys cheated Manchester United. We have like 3 penalty occasions. 3 penalty situations from Alejandro Garnacho. None of them was a penalty. Even the handball, the one we saw clearly, no, it isn't a penalty. It is not getting well. It is not these VAR officials, this referee, these people refereeing the Premier League, they are not doing their work correctly. I will tell you that. And if you are honest with yourself, you know I'm saying the truth. Going to the last one, which is the one that hurts me the most. We can't just see out the game of football. In some moments, you don't need the coach to be doing this and doing that. In some moments, you are supposed to work with your instincts and make sure you win the game. This happened against Brentford. Mason Mount getting the 90 plus 6 minutes goal, only for us to equalize at the 90 plus 9 minutes. At that moment, do you need to blame the coach? This is just a moment that you guys need to protect your own half, protect the 18-yard box, make sure things are working correctly till the final whistle. At this moment, you don't supposed to be blaming the coach when you're supposed to see out the game of football. Check out against Chelsea, going into the extra time leading with 3-2, only to come out losing 4-3. Are you supposed to blame the coach? These players are supposed to see out that game of football. Be at the correct place. You don't longer need to score goals. Just protect the one you've scored. Abysmal. So poor. So poor. This is the 5 things I think we learned watching Burnley against Manchester United against Burnley. That performance was so abysmal. Go into the comments and let me know your thoughts in this whole thing. Don't forget to drop a like in this video. Share, comment, subscribe, help us to grow and go a long way. Thank you for watching to this point. Nayo. Nayo.